Good evening, LOTRO. Andang here for some more Lord of the Rings Online. This is once again that time to make our way back into LOTRO. Hopefully you guys are ready. I know I am. Let's go ahead and make our way to Bree. Yes, because even though we're in times before the Shadow, Bree's still here. Ninth Pawn, what's up?
Are you here to help me?
Perwethian, nice to have you here too. I have gotten myself into something of a tight spot, and don't know how to get out of it. You see, I have been working up at Thorny's worksite for the past few weeks, years, months, decades, lifetimes of players. Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure there are people in this, because LOTRO has been around so long. There are people who have passed away in the time it's taken them to finish working on this stinking construction site. And that's not just because there's not a good work codes in Middle-earth, but seriously, it's unbelievable how long this construction's taking. Like, we've gone to Mordor and back multiple times in the time it's taken them to still not be done. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you see, I've been working up at Thorny's worksite for the past few weeks, and some unsavory characters have been pressuring me to pay them a portion of my wages. I managed to put them off for a few days, but if I don't do it soon, I'm afraid they might come after my family. They demanded that I meet them at the old ruins in the southern part of town after dark, and I don't know what to do. You look like you might be pretty good in a fight. You are a brawler after all. Do you think you could come with me to the meeting and maybe stand around and look serious? I don't want anyone to get hurt, but maybe the sight of you will convince them to leave me alone. What do you say? I've learned this from Elder Scrolls games. Wrecked cities never get fixed. Well, at least not without mods. Oh my goodness. True. Although there is Heightbold. Heightbold is the exception to the rule, I suppose.
Oh, thank you so much. With you standing beside me, they won't dare try anything.
Here we go. I think that's pretty much the only exception to the rule in, like, all of gaming, pretty much. Like, LOTRO is the only game that's like, let's actually rebuild a town for once. Like, oh my goodness. We are almost there, Brawler. I will do the talking, but you should look as ferocious as you are able. This guy... This guy's like, I need somebody to help me fight. Who's the one? I know, a hobbit. Of course. Yes. We'll bring the hobbit to the fight. Oh my goodness. They never punch a child. Like, it's fine. Oh my goodness. Hopefully this will not lead to violence. But if it does, I will leave the fighting in your capable fists. Okay, Brawler, get ready. They're already here. Oh crap, you got a whole gang. They got knives! What took you so long, Durant? We've been here nearly an hour. I'm here, just as I said I'd be. You're not alone, though, are ya? Told you to come alone, didn't we, boys? If Bernie has a problem with me, why doesn't he speak up? I see you there, Bill. I chose to let Mal speak for me on this matter. Bindweed. Same as you're going with this brawler, I expect. Supposed to scare us. What do you think, Mal? Does this brawler scare you? No, sir, Mr. Fernie, no, sir. Get him, boys! A rough fellow. Are you ready to be reasonable, Bindweed? It's only money, after all. Seems my brawler is embarrassing your ruffians, Bill. Pox and curses! You'd better get this in hand, Mal. You heard the man. Don't hold back. Knock that brawler down. I want that brawler dead. But, sir... Dead, Mal, dead! Oh, we're so overpowered. It's crazy. What do you have to say now, Bill? You'll regret this, Bindweed. And you too, Brawler. We did it, Brawlhalla. Well, you did. And I cannot thank you enough. It seems it's good to have a brawler around when there's rough fellows that need storting. Leave them be, my new friend. Those knocks and bruises will teach them not to mess with us. Yes. Very good. Such a weird plot. Mr. Gingerbeard over here.
I guess I was wrong. Sometimes the threat is not enough.
The threat of a good punch might sometimes be enough. But occasionally the punches themselves might be necessary too. Still, I think it might be time for my family to find a new home. I don't think Bill Fernie is likely to leave us alone, even with you nearby to knock some sense into his fellows. I'll tell Rob Thorny he'd need to find someone else. It might slow down progress at his work site, but there's nothing for it. So wait, you're telling me that if this guy had continued working, we would already have it rebuilt. It's... Bill Fernie is directly to blame for Thorny's construction site not getting done. It's been harassed for years and years, apparently. Oh my goodness. What is this game? Be sure to tell the dwarf I spoke with that he chose just the right brawler to help me. I really appreciate it, Brawlhalla. Perhaps I will see you again sometime. And perhaps you will, Bindweed. Perhaps you will. But it is not this day. Alright. Well, I guess we go over here. Back to the jail.
You showed those ruffians not to tangle with a brawler, did you? Ha!
Serves them right. And may they remember it. Of course, if you hit them as hard as it sounds like you did, they might not remember the lesson at all. Yeah, in any case, you made me proud, Brawlhalla. Take this reward and keep on preventing trouble. Or causing it. Threat of a good punch completed. Another safe dwarf here in Middle-earth. I was safe already. He's seen better days. Oh man, imagine being the NPC that players really only see your rump. All day, every day, man. Your sad, sorry little head. Forever cursed. Why are there hobbits just like watching people get beat up? Like what the heck, game? Oh my goodness. Guardians of the Valor. That's a pretty cool name. Game changers. Oh man. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, chat. Let's see what we got next on our agenda. Trying to remember. Let's see. Princess Regent of Cardolan. So I guess we're going to Cardolan next. In the direction of Breland. So we do have a quest along the way. Good deal, good deal. Destination Bree. While we're here, we might as well do that one. Finish one more quest. Here we go, chat. Rhino. Honestly, looks like a rhino. Lots of people in Bree today. That's always a good sign. It's been a while since I've seen this many new players, or you know, low-level players. As I'm looking at a 113. It's back this way, it is. I swear that just moved on the minimap. I swear. If you rewind the video, I swear. I don't know why I didn't know where this guy was. I knew it from Murder and Bree. Filmed him a ton.
Greetings.
There we go. Another quest completed. Good deal, good deal. Alright, now that we've done that, we can go south to Cardolan on the main road again. Which some would argue we're going exactly the wrong way, but I feel like we're going the right way. Whoa, we got a concert here. Nice. I love it when they get like the rainbow dresses, like really, you know, do a good job of set design like that. Like that's really, really cool. Stuff like this is so cool in LOTRO. What band is that? Very cool, very cool. Leaf, what's up? Oh, Leaf, come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. We don't do that here. Let's see, I don't think there's any stables closer.
How can I be of service?
Down that way, yeah. It'd be nice if they added one. Because I really don't want to go all the way down there because I'm wanting to experience the way down. So we'll go all-terrain, chat. Good puncher? Oh my gosh. You know, I think that's it. Brawlhalla, good puncher. LOTR's still beautiful sometimes. Oh my gosh. Whoop, hip it. There we go. Nice. It's so pretty. Oh, it got too deep. I was wondering how far it would go. Not far at all. Oh, we're totally going the wrong way. You go that way. Beautiful day in Middle Earth here. Oh, glowing backpack for the win. Honestly, not horrible, not horrible. Pearson's Farm. The unknown farm in LOTRO, I feel like. Alright, we're starting to go towards the homesteads. We need to go, like, back this way. To Cardalin. Tricky. I'm actually really glad we went this way. Oh, I thought that'd be more climactic. Alright. Well. Oh, that's a banner. I thought that was like a wizard or something. I was getting worried. See, we would have never got this deed if we hadn't gone here. The poor horsey. Boom. Oh crap, 26. Still one punching him though. Oh my goodness. 28. Finally a challenge. You running away from me? Oh my goodness. And your little dog too. There we go. So we can kill red levels, no problem. Good deal. Such a beautiful new area. Okay, let's make our way to that town. So gorgeous. There are a lot of quests up here.
Hello there.
Hello there. Missions, okay. He's got all the missions.
Could I speak with you a moment?
Sconce.
Brigands may have landed us where we are now, but our way
Right.
south is impeded as well.
Alright, well I'm pretty sure we'll come back to here. Right now I'm wanting to complete these others real quick, but we shall return, and if we don't, then oh well. Looks like they lost their lore master. Alright. I really miss my lore master. At some point I need to probably make my way back into playing it. It's a fun class. It's just, all the pets are so cool. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. I wish they had continued to add lore master combat pets. That would be really cool. Maybe when we go to Umbar, they'll add an elephant pet. Oh my gosh. That'd be cool. I know we already have the non-combat one, but if you had like a combat elephant that you just, like a baby elephant, could you imagine?
The statue of Luilos is said to be among these ruins.
Thank you for meeting me here. The statue of Liloth is said to be among these ruins. I dare not tread there myself, but you are certainly capable and will be in far less danger, I am sure. Please look for the statue. Rengar smiles as she sees you. Oh, okay. Alright. Let's go ahead and do the side quest too. We'll come back. Back we shall come. I swear they keep increasing the draw distance. Like, that's gotta be all the way down here. It's one thing LOTRO has done really well, is getting sense of scale. Sometimes I feel like they made LOTRO too big. Might be a better game if it was a bit smaller. For moment-to-moment gameplay. But I'm glad they didn't, because the exploration is a lot nicer. But at the same time, sometimes you're just like traveling all day for no reason, it seems, but I think it's still net good. Net positive. Melodier stops and looks around, worry creasing his brow.
I feel eyes upon us.
Someone watches us, and I am put in mind of what Egfith wrote, that she tracked Boromir for many days as he journeyed across the empty lands. No, I do not think she has returned to plague our steps. She was intent on reaching Saruman with what she had learned of Boromir when she left us. But this might be another spy. See what you can find nearby, my friend. Perhaps some clue will identify this unseen watcher for us. The Aurochs are spies, recruited by Saruman. It's obvious. Don't you know? And then there was light. Oh crap! It is the... Oh man. Furious squawking signals the arrival of feathery spies! I'm literally punching birds. Mildew suddenly gives a shout and races to the northwest. Oh, okay. Wolves. A body lies here in the bush. Or rather, brush. Narnder? Oh, crap. He's seen better days. What cruel jest is this? Nadir stares in horror as at the body of the ranger lying in the grass. This is the man we seek, Brawler. This is Nandir. Oh crap! Well, that was unexpected. Pretty sure Might's the one that's important to us. Yep. Way better than our secondary. There we go. I don't understand. We are still some days' travel from the camp where Nandir made his home, studying the ruins of Cardolan. He was always writing in that journal of his, documenting the detail of artifacts and architecture he found worthy of note. We used to gather pigments together, he and I, as children in the Engle. For even then he exhausted such quantities of ink that he was always running out. Nandir. Mildir clenches his hands into fists. Can I ask you to examine his body, Brawler? I cannot bring myself to do it. But we must know the manner of his death. It is apparent that Nandir has been dead for a number of days. He suffered several sword strikes to the back, and from his impressions in the dirt around his body, it appears he was ridden down by something on horseback as he fled. What could have ridden him down? Surely it wasn't the person from Rohan, because she gave up her horse. Maybe it was a Nazgul? Don't understand. Nandir should not have been here at all. What brought him so far from his usual dwelling place? And who would intend to harm him at all? Furthermore, he was no coward. To what foe would he turn his back? Nearly without pause, Minaldir answers his own question. Oh, Brawler, we know the answer already. The creeping shadows. Arbithol saw that night in Herne, one of which sat astride a great black horse. I named the creature. I named the creatures once, and now I do so again. Nazgul. Such a foe would inspire fear in even the stoutest of Dunedain. And such a foe might even ride down a fleeing man to slay him without a sword strike to the back. It would be as nothing to such a creature. Sarnford is to the west of here, and it seems that might be the site for which Narndir fled. Excuse me. There have at times been a few rangers at the ford there, though never in great number. I think we should divert our course to Sarnford and learn what might have befallen its defender. Alright, we're finally going to Sarnford. Which is way over there, okay. This is a higher level quest. Let's go over there first. Yeah, right on the border of the Shire. What is that? Gerbrad. Alright. It's kind of crazy the game doesn't know where we're at in this zone. The Shire's like way over there. 91 River. So that is the Brandywine. Why'd they put Cardolin's label all the way over here? It should be like over here. Because it goes all the way to the Brandywine, and it's south of Ree. Now, like, the Lonelands label is there. I feel like they need to move the Lonelands label north. Move this over. Anyway. Oh, combat wombat. Love this soundtrack. It's so good. The tree's loaded in. It's quite the monument. Can't wait to go there. We still have so much to do. Oh crap. We nearly hit an iceberg. On the land. don't know why, but these remind me of like the bug rocks from Star Wars The Clone Wars, where it has like the creepy bug stuff in like the first season, I think. Maybe I'm thinking of Avatar: Last Airbender, one of the two. There are signs of recent battle at Sarn Ford. Well, we found the Rangers, so that's huge. So the Nazguls made it. Why would they be coming out of the Shire? Maybe they don't know exactly where they're at.
If you are a friend to the Rangers of the North, you are welcome here.
I have not met you before, Hobbit. But if you are a friend to the Rangers of the North, you are welcome here. Though we are sorely pressed. But I do know your companion, and I am surprised he has returned to show his face in these lands.
You say you have a warning for me, Meneldir. Deliver it then and be away.
We are still recovering from an attack upon the ford that left us scattered and in disarray. And I cannot spare much time for those who would break their oaths. But I might have some use for your companion. Brawler, I ask you to aid the defenders of Sarn Ford and gather nearby ranger caches. They were set aside to provide sustenance and supplies in the event they were needed. In the aftermath of the attack, they surely are. Halbarad. His face was always like... I like this facial hair, I don't know why. It always looked cool. Rothabaron.
Will you aid us?
An anger burns within me, stranger. Many of my friends died defending the ford against the evil force that rode us down some days past. And I want those dreadful riders to face the heat of my vengeance. But they are not men. Whatever they are, whatever they might appear to be, I know in my heart they are not men. Could my sword even pierce their black cloaks, or the physical frames they must hide? I know not. So my anger must remain unsatisfied. And it is sorrow instead that must serve. Will you bring me stones from the walls that line the road here at Sarn Ford? I have need of them.
Evil hides no longer.
Before Sarn Ford was attacked by the terrible riders in black, we received word that brigands were gathering at Gavrad to the south. We planned to dispatch a force of rangers to deal with them. Brigands. Such foes seem so trivial now. But no, I speak rationally. They are still a danger to the folk who live in these lands. Though my people's concerns seem more pressing in the aftermath of the attack some days gone. There is never just one thing, is there? Okay, I'm here now. Baby is finally asleep. I don't know why that was your voice tonight, Queen, but there you go. Will you go to Gavrond and deal with the massing of the brigands? If one danger is ignored, there will be one that overmasters us. Or so says my worried heart. My voice gets worse every time. I'm so sorry, Queen. I always thought it was interesting that LOTRO makes it very obvious doors you can't go through. Also kind of surprising because they make pretty much everything enterable anymore these days, but this is a home that's not.
Greetings, traveler!
Greetings, healer! Oh boy. Oh yeah, we gotta get him his stone from the walls. Another brick in the wall. Gotta be careful. Don't want to get the copyright. Oh gosh. But that song is gonna be stuck in my head. Had a long day of feeling crappy. Hopefully your day is going good. I've had a week of feeling crappy, Queen. It's been one of the worst weeks I've had in a long time. Had a horrible start to my work week. A good end, but a horrible start. It was just, like, everything that could go wrong did go wrong. At work on my Monday. And it was just not a good time. Some of these rocks, I don't know, man. They don't seem like they should be there. Game? 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 Mario, what's up? And then also I've had like a weird sinus thing where I haven't been able to sleep. I'm fine during the days, but like at night it's been awful. Like I'm still fine daytime, but nighttime it's like oh. And there've been nights that I just haven't been able to sleep. It's been awful. Last night being one of them.
Will you aid us?
Thank you for these stones, friend. There is talk of building a khan in memory of those who died at Son Ford. And I think it would suit the fallen for the stones to be taken from the walls here. It must serve. Or at least until the riders in black again cross my path. Then I will have my vengeance. Or I will not. But at least I will be freed of my anger. Dang. He's ready to fight to the death. Wow. Oh, I figured we'd build the thing with him. Apparently not. Hope tomorrow's better. Thank you. But yeah, I also found out that there was a hole in my wall that you could see daylight through. It was at like the base of the wall, so it's like hard to see, but right by a it's actually underneath a door. And it's because they forgot to like add in a whole like trim piece, and it's just a mess. So I have the repair guy coming out for that tomorrow. I've had more like issues with holes in the wall, I swear. Yeah, it's been a rough week. It's been a really rough week. There's also some other stuff that I don't want to talk about on stream, but it's just been not fun. But I'm really enjoying my time here in LOTRO. So that's making things a little bit better. And the end of my work week was a lot better. So, and today's wasn't too bad. I like the color of that water. It's really beautiful.
Evil hides no longer.
The passage of the terrible riders across the Ruddy Moor has done something to the animals that live here. Beasts that once lived peacefully alongside farms and villages are now driven to madness, attacking folk they never had before. If you wish to help us keep these lands safe, will you help us deal with these creatures that have nearly driven to madness? I like how it's not like they never attacked people before. It's that they're now attacking people they've never attacked before, implying that they attacked some people before, but now they're attacking other people. Like somewhere there's an animal hater in town, and he got attacked all the time. All the animals teamed up on him. But now everybody's, you know, they're all fighting everybody. Like, what the heck, Gabe?
What troubles you?
My people have long protected the borders of the Shire from the danger of the wild world. But I have never seen such evil as that which scattered my people a few days gone. Dreadful riders in black left among the rangers injured or dead, and some of their number passed into the Shire. I know not how many. Is this like a ranger wife? That's pretty dope. Thorneggy. I know a lot of the ranger wives lived in the areas around Sarnford, so that's pretty cool.
Our resolve must not falter.
Will you come across the river and see how fare the folk of the Shire? The terrible creatures rode us down, and I fear to think what they might do to the peaceful folk across the river. Look for Andy Brookhouse and see if he still lives. He keeps watch outside some of the neighborhoods that lie near Michael Delphing. Sure, ask the Hobbit to go ask the other Hobbits. I see how it is. I see how it is. Have the little folk go check on the little folk. I see, Gabe. It looks like everything's back that way. Is there actually stuff over here? Game's telling me nothing's over here. I don't know. What if we go through? Oh, nope, there's stuff over here. Apparently. Where does this go? Oh, that's the homestead area. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
A lovely day, isn't it?
Oh, Black Riders? No, I haven't seen anything like that. Did you take a knock on the head? This is the Shire, and these are peaceful days. If anyone has seen a great big group of big folk on horses, all galloping together, someone would have said something. Now, it's true that sometimes a hobbit will see something that frightens him when he's out for a nighttime stroll. But 9 times out of every 10, the shadow that seemed to conceal something scary will turn out to be a fallen log in the road, or a deer frozen among the trees, and that more frightened of him than he of it. I appreciate the concern, but we hobbits know how to handle our own business, even though you're a hobbit and you should probably already know that. You go back to wherever sent you here in such a hurry, and you tell them all is fine in the Shire. Okay, boy. It's getting sent on wild goose chases. I hope they eventually connect in the Shire. I guess... We crossed the Brandywine, but it's like way down there. Yeah, they haven't added in the South Farthing yet, because apparently that's going to be with the Scouring. But someday all that might be connected, which would be cool.
Our resolve must not falter.
So, the hobbits do not report seeing anything untoward. This does not lighten my worries, Brawler, for it means whoever commands the terrible riders does so with a purpose beyond only killing. He must have had the riders separate, so as not to attract attention. But what do they seek, if it is not open battle they desire? If they do ever connect the landscape, I wonder if you'd have to travel through the Scouring of the Shire just to do this quest. That would be kind of funny. If you had to go through like a level 150 zone. I don't think they're going to be fixing that anytime soon. I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe they're never doing the Scouring and it's not an issue. I am glad that Andy and his folk still live. But I do not know what to make of the creatures that broke our lines and scattered my people. I say creatures. In the misty night they looked like men to my eyes, but my heart says they are something else, and evil. Be wary as you travel these lands. Some of the creatures went into the Shire, but I think some of them remained here to trouble the Rangers and keep us from opposing them. Alright, Thornagil. The Watch on the Shire completed. Alright, now we can go the other direction and do all the quests. I really like the teal quest color. That's pretty cool. Steel blue.
Something has stirred the wolves into a frenzy.
Ever since those terrible riders attacked Sonford, we have heard howls of wolves from nearby Ruddymore. Something has stirred them to frenzy, and they continually test our defenses along the outskirts, as they never have before. The pack returns! Boom! What has stirred these creatures to such... The pack leader. Such madness. I hope that is the end of it. But the mystery remains. What caused this rage? Well, I'm not saying they got a Nazgul problem, but if I was a Nazgul exterminator, this is all the telltale signs of Nazgul. Time to get that Nazgul spray. Nazgul. Let's see. Let's go up to whatever these quests are. Maybe this is the Brigand quest. I don't know. Oh, no, this is a different one. Gallandir? Galaseb deer. Galaseb deer.
Ever since the attack, we have endured an onslaught of the dead.
They rise and press the attack, and though we defeat them, they always return. They're coming back. Lurching horror. Careful, Icarus. I don't think that's all of them. To arms! To arms! Literally, 2 arms. Oh, leveling up on 2 arms. There we go, chat. That's probably the best joke this game's made in a long time. Oh my goodness. Oh man. 10 out of 10 dad jokes for the win. You and the Ranger have triumphed over evil. Where'd the dude go? He like played merry-go-round and then disappeared. That's all them for now. They've come back before. Well, clearly, because they just did, dude. Duh. Hello? Collected Ranger caches. 1 out of 3. Well, that's great. It's been years since I've even heard a McDonald's commercial, and yet... well, that might not be true. I think on the radio I hear it sometimes. And yet, still have that pop into my head all the time. All the time. They got me. See, I went to a rival burger place today. That's probably why. It was really good, by the way. In case you're wondering. Oh, jeez. Parkour. Hardcore parkour. Oh, gosh. We might have just gotten stuck. If I was going to hardcore parkour, I would go this way. If there's a ranger cache on top of this thing, I'm gonna lose my mind. There's not. But how cool would it have been if there was? Oh gosh, come on, let me get up there. Oh gosh! No! Alright, we're trying it again. We're trying it again. The lag killed us that time. It was totally the lag. I promise. Oh gosh, not again. Woo! There we go. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Gorgeous. We conquered this rock, let it be known. Brawler as rock'em sock'em to this rock. I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going, chat. Somewhere there's a ranger cache here. Supposedly, like, inside the rock, I'm starting to believe. You have to, like, dig down for it. There we go. Beautiful scenery. Yeah, this really is one of the best looking zones LOTRO's ever made. Which is saying something. There's a lot of really good ones. This one's way up there. I'd love to see a modern version of the Shire. If they ever... I really hope they still are planning that graphics update. I would love to see the Shire, which was built before 2006. Like, there's stuff that goes back, like trailers and things that shows the Shire before 2006. So some of those assets are, like, old. Like, I'm pretty sure there's Middle-earth Online, which is what LOTRO used to be called before it became LOTRO. I'm pretty sure there's old Middle-earth Online assets in the Shire still, from like the old Shire trailers. And Middle-earth Online was, like, supposed to be out in, like, 2000 or something. Like, long time ago. So there's literally, like, 30-year-old... Well, 25-year-old assets in LOTRO. Oh my goodness, could you imagine if LOTRO had Assassin's Creed Valhalla graphics? Like, holy guacamole. That would be glorious. Alright, somewhere over here there's a ranger cache. Maybe this one's on the rock? I doubt it, but y'all never know. Alright, well, not able to get up there that way. Oh, there is a Kraven on the rock. That increases the chances, maybe, of there being a cache up here, but I still doubt it. Is this the same rock, just in a different place? I think this is the same rock, just in a different place. But yeah, if LOTRO had graphics that weren't from 25 years ago, that would be wonderful. I'd even take graphics that weren't from 20 years ago. Oh, man. It's just, frustrating. I've, been watching a lot about, the Black Mesa game, which is, for those that don't know, it's a Half-Life remake. I'm really thinking I'm gonna play through it. It looks so good. Like, if LOTRO ever got a graphics treatment like that, it'd be just fantastic. But looking back at the old Half-Life game, it's kind of unreal how good Half-Life looked back in the day. Like, it is a very sexy game for when it came out. Burb. B. What would the U be for burb? It's normally be right back. I'll leave that one to chat. There we go. Still have more brigands to defeat. We're definitely going in the back way. Goodness, I think I need to go around. Half-Life 2 came 2004. It was out of this world, yeah. And then Crysis came out. Which Crysis still looks better than some games that come out today, new, like AAA games that are new. It's unreal how good Crysis looks if you actually turn up the graphics all the way. If you have a computer strong enough. It's just like, man, you guys really overbuilt that game. Like, goodness. So I really wish we had a game that was just like way ahead of its time, like one of those. I was also looking back and seeing, it's amazing in the late 90s and early 2000s how many amazingly good games, like first in their series games, came out. Like from Silent Hill to goodness, my mind just went blank. Metal Gear. There were also some amazing Nintendo games coming out at that time with Zelda. Like, it's just kind of unreal how many good games used to come out. Because we're now in this time of, you know, this post-COVID world where amazing standout games are so rare. But I feel like that was a trend even pre-COVID. There's a chance, though, that this year could be a really good year for gaming. There's a lot, I mean a lot of stuff that's supposed to come out. I think Final Fantasy 15 might be coming out this year. I don't remember. There's so many titles that look good. The new the Star Wars sequel to Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivors coming out. That game looks amazing. I'm really excited about that one. It's coming out in April. It got delayed, sadly. Alright, we went to this place. We didn't really get a sense of it because we came in the backside. I'm gonna go around to the front just so we can get a look at this thing, because this place looks really cool, this brigand fortress. You... never mind. Never mind. Oh, hello. Hey, girl. At first I thought it said Elijah. I was like, man, they made Frodo. They made Frodo. Oh, yeah. I've said that multiple times just this stream, so... Oh, man, Queen.
What can I do for you?
It is midnight somewhere, I suppose. Server time. Hello there, adventurer. I trust that is what you are, yes? Very good. I'm not an adventurer, as you can tell by my voice, but a citizen concerned with an issue I have noticed of late. The increase of bad-tempered ruffians that threaten the peace and safety of these lands. You may call me Mrs. Goodheart, if that pleases you. Did she just tell us to call her mistress? This is Andang After Dark. And I may call you... what? Brawler? It is a pleasure to meet you, Brawler. I came here to give these brigands a piece of my mind. But now that I have arrived, I think perhaps I was a bit overzealous. There are two ruffians in particular that have caused a great deal of trouble back home. They are the Red Claw brothers, Eidval and Imris, and their crimes are too numerous to recount. Let us just say that Redclaw is not just a family name, but a description of the sort of villainy of which they are most fond. They are dangerous, and they are somewhere within this structure. If you can put an end to the murdering... Wait, they're murderers? Wait, hold up! They're murderers? She's like, I'm gonna give these murderers a piece of my mind. Like... I feel like there should be a lot higher, higher bar to entry. Yeah, it's official. Red Claw next. Red Claw, you know, there was a sponsorship deal that fell through there. Yeah. Yeah, LOTRO was really trying to get the Red Claw sponsorship, but Red Bull plus White Claw. I will have a reward for you. And you will also have the appreciation of my entire village. Which no one can stand to be around me, so my entire village is really just me. But you will have my thanks. Ta-ta! Take that, outlaw. We showed him what for. The capes really blend in here. Like, this guy's got his blending in color scheme. He looking good. Oh, there's a tunnel. Tunnel. Alright, so somewhere within here, we're looking for 2 brigands specific. Oh, here's a red claw right there. That was easy. And very anticlimactic. Alright. You know, we're really just trusting, like, a lady's word. Random lady we've never met before. That we should be going in and murdering these quote-unquote murderers. I feel like she had to have exaggerated. Like, she saw that our eyes were glazing over, you know, we weren't really going to help her. And then she dropped the murderer word. Just to make sure we, like, came in here and did her bidding. I'm just saying, chat. It seems awfully convenient. This is like a real fortress. The fact that you can only go up the stairs from the inside is pretty cool. Pretty dope. Very defensible. Oh, that's cool. Bye. This is like this zone's version of Weathertop. And goodness, you can see forever. It's beautiful. Alright. Oh, there's the thingamadoo. An ornate plaque hangs on the wall, here inside this brigand fortress. It really adds to the feng shui of the building. And now we see Brawler examining the plaque. The Ravaging of Cardolan. You have discovered the Oath plaque. Oh, crap. The Oath plaque. Here, an oath was made. This is a plaque. The Oath plaque. She's the real villain? No kidding. This lady's trying to murder everybody. Can you read it from down there? No, that's why the game didn't tell us anything. If we were taller, we would have got, like, this whole backstory. Discover the stone seat. The Dead Mount Obelisk. The Ash Mound. Scroll of Lithloth. And the level plaque. Alright, there's a lot of stuff to discover. And a little bit of time. Father Morning. Father Morning. Oh my goodness, I've really gone insane now. You know, it's just crazy. Every archer in LOTRO is scantily clad. Apparently, if you're a female archer, just instantly scantily clad. Let's see. We already got them, I believe. Wait, did we get everybody? Huh. I guess we killed him without realizing it. Good job, team. Yeah. Ash Mound. Ash Mound. Yes, Queen. Goodness. I see you've started to be in my stream what I am in yours. I love that one, the like rapid punch. I wish enemies would stay alive longer so I could really show them what for. There's still a quest here. Oh, we gotta talk to the crazy lady. Okay.
Welcome, friend.
Eidwall and Emery saw no more. Very well done, Brawler. You have my thanks. And when I report to my village that the Red Claw brothers have paid for their crimes, you will have the appreciation of an entire village. Good day to you, my adventuring friend. I cannot imagine our paths will cross again, but if they do, I will know that fate smiles upon us, and I should expect good fortune for all the rest of the day. All right then. Mrs. Goodheart. Bless his good little heart. All right. Well, we definitely came in the back. But, you know, it's a pretty good little play. Whoa! Whoa! We just got really close to that cow. Oh my goodness. Goodness, buddy. And it was a bull too. Okay. That's... Oh! Whew! But yeah, that place is really cool. I like it. Eagle? The eagles are coming. Oh, I don't think we went over there. What is this? Hello? Oh, come on, Gabe. It was Hobbit-sized. Is there no way in? Apparently not, but there is a treasure cache! Now we start a new deed. That's more work than I was hoping. But it's okay. Because it was a treasure cache! Alright, I think we're good here. Let's continue along. 3,000. I thought it said 8,000 virtue XP. I was gonna be like, man, we're gonna find all the treasure caches for 8,000. Goodness. Goodness me. Okay, we do have another point we could spend if we so chose. 10% chance to trigger latent light. Alright, well, hold that thought. We'll probably invest later in the points. Bye! Here we go.
I have given Halbarad our warning. He does not want to believe it, but he must.
He says he has seen creatures bearing the White Hand in recent days. He thought they were led by one of their own kind, but our tidings have made him doubt. I've been thinking about something else, Brawler. Do you remember the token we found buried in Herne? What if the riders left a similar device behind here as well? I think we should look for one.
Our resolve must not falter.
You have done well to oppose the brigands massing at Garavand. I must remember that one frightening experience does not eliminate the other dangers against which we must stand. That is easier said than done, my friend. Thank you for helping the people I am sworn to defend. I don't know why he sounded villainous, but there you go, chat. There you go. There we go. Boom. There's the healer.
Welcome, friends.
I forgot how he greets. Alright, let's see. Nope. I think we'll just sell it all. I don't really need more will. Just taking up space in my inventory. Don't need cabbages. Maybe we'll keep that for the second. Oh, when we were in Bree, we should have gone to the Vault Keeper. That's my mistake. Should have done that. Oh, boy. Such a noob. So, the extended stories for Shadow of War are on sale. You can get both of them for $6 right now on Steam. I'm seriously thinking about doing it. Because I always wanted to... one of them takes place in, like, Harad. And I've always wanted to do that one. That one looked really cool. And especially with LOTRO getting ready to go to Harad, I feel like it's, like, perfect timing to see what another game thinks that looks like. That way it can be fresh in our minds when we go into LOTRO. I think that would be good. So that's one of my goals, I guess, is to start playing that soon. As well as finally playing through Black Mesa. Still something back here. There's Disturbed Earth, yes, of course. Of course. Also, there's somebody to talk to. Apparently. Well, there's your problem. Oh yeah, Ranger Wife.
Evil hides no longer.
Thank you for helping keep these lands safe, Brawler. Oh dang, Bright Life coming in with 24 friends. What is up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Nice to have all of you here for this late night stream. Bright Life Raid! How's it going, buddy? Always good to see you, buddy. Always good. What is up, Shadow Phoenix? Nice to have you here as well. All sorts of people coming in. Maru. Absolutely. Naru and Maru coming in here. Maru, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Bright Life, good friend of the channel. Recent new LOTRO streamer, Bright Life, coming in with a follow as well. Welcome, welcome. Nice to have all of you here today. We are going through the Before the Shadow expansion, having a good time. Shadow Phoenix, thank you so much for the follow as well. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I blame Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is probably why. Hey, no worries, Bright Life. No worries, no worries. You've given me enough praise in your chat that it's not an issue at all, buddy. No worries at all. Van, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Lots of new people. Nice to have all of you here. But yeah, we're just having fun going through Before the Shadow, getting ready for the Umbar. I said getting ready. I mentally am getting ready for the Umbar expansion. I think that thing's going to be sick. I'm so excited for the new art style and everything. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. As we go off the map of Middle-earth for, I believe, the first time. The first time in LOTRO's history. It's going to be cool. I'm super excited. Excited to see new biomes. Should be a lot of fun. Yeah, welcome to the flock, y'all. Oh, jeez. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where LOTRO is going to go next. I think that they're probably going to do more of Harad, but you never know. This could be just a one-off. Because it's still a long time before Gondor invades Harad and Rune. For those that don't know, that does happen during Aragorn's kingship. But his son has to be born first. And before that has to happen, there needs to be some time after the marriage, presumably. So we're still quite a ways away from invading Harad proper and Rune proper, as well as Khand. But I'm really, really excited to see where they go. I think it'll be pretty awesome. And so we were just talking about how right now on Steam, the story expansions for Shadow of War are on sale for only like $6 for both of them, just $3 a piece. And I'm really thinking about doing that because they go to Harad in one of those expansions, and there's not very many places that actually showcase what Harad looks like, and so I'm kind of wanting to see what Shadow of War thought, even though they're lore breaking often. It'd be cool to see, you know, what they imagine Harad to look like. I think that'd be really cool. It's 11:30 where you're at, so you got to get some sleep. Hey, take care. Take care, Shadow Phoenix. I like the irony of your name. That's really cool. Really cool. Thank you for helping keep these lands safe, Brawler. Never before in my memory have we had to deal with such evil as these riders in black possess. You gotta pick some gauntlets first. I like how the Brawler has gauntlets as weapons. It's just super cool. But these are not our battle gauntlets. These are just our gauntlets before our gauntlets. We got gauntlets on gauntlets as the Brawler. There's an endless supply of gauntlets. Because we got our battle gauntlets, and then just like our aesthetic gauntlets to go right before our battle gauntlets. Like, what the heck, game? There we go, there we go. Get those gauntlets on. But yeah, this new area is just so good. It looks so good. Absolutely loving it. Let's see, we still have to search for the disturbed earth somewhere around here. Loading name is now on. Oh, right here, okay. And now we dig. There's almost no gauntlets in the old landscape. I guess they needed to make up for that. Yeah. Well. Oh, there's more disturbed earth. Disturbed. You sift through the pile of dirt, but find only earthworms. Alrighty then. Your fingers close on something in the dirt. A skull-shaped token made of bone. Then there were other players.
I thought so.
These creatures have a knack for stirring nearby creatures to... That's literally what it says. These creatures have a knack for stirring up nearby creatures to madness, and for leaving disorder in their wake. Perhaps our removal of this token will slow the onslaught of the dead upon the defenses here. Mildir's hunch was correct. He is going to be insufferable now. Oh no, buddy.
Thank you for bringing back these supplies. We will have need of them.
If it is true that Saruman and the other wizards have turned against us, Albarad shakes his head. It is not that I distrust your word, Brawler, but Meneldir broke his oath to the Dunedain, and that is a matter of great shame for us. Not just for him, but for all of us. It is not the failing of an entire village when one of its own is found... Is it not the failing of an entire village when one of its own is found wanting? But such is our need, that I cannot turn even Meneldir away, as was my first instinct. The rangers are scattered and in disarray, and I need every man. Aye, and every hobbit too. Oh, I love it when they add little lines like that.
I will tell you what happened.
In the attack, Brawler. And then I have a task for you and Meneldir to accomplish. Evils walk this land, and I cannot deny none. And I can deny none who are willing to help us fight them. At first I read evils as Elvis. Alright, Elvis is walking the land. Oh no, not again.
Night had fallen on the 22nd of September, when our courage was tested.
Oh, here we go, story time.
An unnatural
Story
fog
time with
rolled
Elvis.
in, changing the contours of the land, and we were seized by a feeling of dread unlike anything we had felt before.
Oh, crap. My own heart was seized by a terrible foreboding, but I had the duty to command, and would not abandon it. I want you to know this, Brawler. Before I tell you the events that followed, these men and women that stood with me on that night. Rick, thanks you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. There was not a single drop of cowardice among them. But we had no idea what we would face on that night.
The dead rise! The
Oh,
dead!
crap!
The barrows are emptied!
Dunedain, do not give in to fear!
Yes! Do not give in to fear! I should start voicing him like this. Oh crap, that's a lot. Man, I wish we were on our lore master. Then we could be singing our Cinder Skelly song. Cinder Skelly, Cinder Skelly turns the enemies into jelly. Da da dee da 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 dee da do da dee da
What
do da.
is that?
There's another!
Oh crap. Nah.
You're not welcome here! Leave this land!
Man, he is really going after it. Oh crap!
None can stand before us.
Jeez.
Go back, vile creatures, and never return!
Cowering. Oh, crap!
Stand, Dunedain! Protect the Shire!
Man, I was ready to fight some Nazgul. I'm still scared. Jeez.
The number of the terrible wraiths was 9.
Though not all those who defend Sonford knew what that meant as I did. We defied those Black Riders for as long as we could. But that is not an evil against which any man or any woman can be expected to stand for long. I do not judge any who ran, or any who hid themselves. Those of the riders who did not pass into the Shire pursued the Dunedain they found into the wild. There are still rangers in the Shire, and I know they will do what they must to save the hobbits from these Black Riders. But more of my kin were scattered across Cardolan by those of the riders that did not cross the Brandywine, and we will need their strength in the days ahead if they still live. That is what I need from you, and from Minodir. I need you to track down the survivors of the attack, and learn how they fared in the days since my people were scattered like leaves on the wind. This will not cure Minodir's shame, or restore his broken oath, but it may reveal the nature of his heart. If he bears any love for his former kin, let him show it by aiding them now. You, Brawler, are free to do as you will, but know that it will be a great help to the Dunedain if you aid us in this, and I will not forget it. And so now I shall give you a cloak. Get that might? A mighty cloak.
Many of my kin were scattered across the South Downs in the wake of the attack.
And I fear at least 4 of the Black Riders may harry the rangers among the hills. Save the Dunedain you can. Help them recover from their injuries, and restore what safety you can to the South Downs. If you see the wraiths, hide, if you can. But run, if you must. There is a power and an evil about them I have never seen before. Oh, dang. Let's see what this cloak looks like. It's gotta be an epic cloak, right? Nope. I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of like a Nazgul-y cloak with a ranger green hood. Actually, that's kind of cool how our helmet has the hood over it. I really like that. I might go with this for a little bit. It's pretty cool. Wish the rest of our armor looked as cool.
Any search of the South Downs should begin near Karanost.
It commands a view of the surrounding lands. And I believe any ranger seeking to return from their escape will make for that. When last I walked the rolling hills of the South Downs, there were elves camped east of the river, just on the other side of Karanost. Let us begin our search there. Elves, you say? Well, let us make our way forth to find the elves. So now they're wanting us to go way over there. think we're gonna go north first, complete some quests up here, and then we'll go back over there. But I believe we might have a stable over there. Perhaps.
Hello there.
We got one to Hearn. Where is that? Andrath. There we go. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, when we're mounted, our cloak turns to that. Like, what the heck? That's super creepy. We turn into like a moss creature. What is going on, game? Oh my gosh. We're a moss monster. Jeez. This cloak has seen better days. Well, cloak aside, it is a beautiful landscape. Love this game so much. It's kind of unbelievable how good of a job they've done with this region. I think if it wasn't for the red reeds, I don't know why, but they add a lot for me. I think because they haven't really used red reeds anywhere in LOTRO to this extent, for sure. It just makes it feel like a really unique area. It's kind of amazing how they can change like one color, and it still makes LOTRO feel, like each area in LOTRO feel unique. And I think that that's really cool. I wonder if it's like the Red Maiden, that's like part of the blood that was spilled in Cardalin. That'd be cool. While we're doing this, I guess we can go ahead and invest. Well, we can't apply it until later. We might as well wait. I think we want to get that crit chance up. Oh, we can apply it now. Yes. Nice! We done did it. We only have one racial unlocked, apparently. Oh, we got all our slots unlocked. We might as well learn some new ones. Let's see. Honesty gives you will and crit rating. Agility and crit rating. Wit gives you finesse and crit rating. I think that's probably what we're going to end up going with. Because I think everything else gives, like, mitigation and stuff. Which we don't necessarily need. We could go for vitality. That would be good. I think we might go loyalty on at least one of them. It also gives extra armor. And then we go for finesse as well. I think that's what we're going to do. We also have might, physical mastery, and crit rating. Of course, those all give extra physical mastery, which could be nice. But yeah, I think getting that extra vitality will be helpful. So, we'll start with wit next. They can all go to 11. Man, we are not getting enough virtue XP, that's for sure. Definitely not getting enough virtue XP. Gotta get that going. Look at the lighting along the rocks. That's just goodness. Alright, we're almost there. We're going along the greenway up the road here. It's nice to kind of see, like, the main part of the greenway now. For so long, we hadn't seen... You know, it'd been interrupted between here and Inedwythe. Now, I believe, if you were so inclined, you could now go on along the greenway all the way south. To Isengard and beyond. They should add... I know there's not a way to pass over this, but they should add like a mountain zone in there. I would like to see that. I kind of wish the beacon zone would have had more mountains. I think that would have helped square it up a bit more. Go south. We're getting so close. So you have to take a side road there? Yeah, I think you're right. Let's see here. Which road is it? It goes down from Inedwythe. And it goes through the Gap of Rohan, in theory. Through Wolf's Cleft, yeah. Hang on. Let's go on the Tolkien Gateway and see where the Greenway actually goes. LOTR. Okay, so it does actually connect Arnor with Gondor. Portion of the road, which the Bree folk called the Greenway, began in Fornost Rhine, which I knew. Yeah, it begins in Fornost. It meets the road near Bree, and then continues through Andrath, between the Barrow Downs and the South Downs. After traversing Minarath, it reaches Tharbad, where it crosses the river. Then known as the Old South Road. But I guess we don't know how it connects into Gondor from there. Interesting. Became lesser used, the road virtually ended after the Great Plague, when Tharbad got abandoned. And because the road became overgrown, it started to be called the Greenway because of all the grass. That makes sense. Interesting. That's your Tolkien lore for the day. Alright, now that we're here, let's talk to everybody.
Greetings, fellow traveler.
I am Hafrin, healer for Gwerin's convoy. When we set off from Cardolan, I knew it was going to be a bit tougher than traveling through Bree. But not quite this rough. We were attacked 2 nights ago by wights, who were forced to circle our wagons. We have injured here, and I am nearly out of bandages. On the far side of the road lies the southern reaches of the old forest. Beneath its ancient trees lies a deadly foe. but one who spins a thing most priceless. Spider silk works incredibly well as a bandage for wounds. Did you know that? If you are going to brave the old forest, please bring me back any clean spider silk that you find. Together we can save the lives of my fellow travelers. Clean spider silk? I feel like when you start to clean spider silk, it would just wash away. What does clean spider silk even mean? And what if you accidentally have like a bug? Get that thing infected. Ugh. But still, it's nice to have the road between Inadwyth and Bree for sure. For sure.
Might I take a moment of your time?
One of our scouts came back with reports of great circles of standing stones. Hey! On the other side of the hill across the road. If you happen to find yourself among them, would you look out for a green-gray lichen that may be growing on the surface? It has healing powers, and it also slowly destroys the stones. Gently scrape it away, and bring it back here for a reward. Yes, 11 silver and iron coins of Carlin. That's all missions, which we might do someday, but not right now.
Brigands may have landed us where we are now, but our way south is impeded as well.
There are ruins on either side of the Greenway, and of late they have become infested with the Risen Dead. If you could put an end to these spirits and let them go back to rest, it would aid us immensely in our travels. Alright, Cole. Jeez. The arms on this guy. Alright. Put names off. There we go.
Would you do something for me?
Well met, traveler. When we tried to pass below Dol Ernil, we were attacked on the road by an evil most foul. I must admit that I am terrified, and have not slept a moment since that night. I see them when I close my eyes. Gaunt men, with their horrifying countenances. Please, send them back to the grave, that I may sleep again. The Gaunt Men of Dor Ernil. See, seeing quests on the minimap always makes me think that I need to do something, but I don't. It's just the missions. It's just the missions. I kind of wish there was a, because you can turn on quests that are below your level, that are like grayed out quests. You can turn those on to start popping up. I wish there was customization to where you could turn off missions from, and instance quests from being in the minimap. That'd be nice. I don't know why we're going this way, but we've already started. The fog just really hangs here, doesn't it? Alright. Oh, dang. This is like Fornost all over again. Yeah, it would be nice if there were different quest icons for the stuff like that. But sadly, there is not. Well, how do I get inside this place? Oh crap. Oh crap. Game. There we go. Here we go. Oh crap, red level enemies. Still killable. go. I really wish they'd go back in all of the barrow down areas and add in the new like fog mechanics that they have, the new fog tech. I would love to see that. I don't know if you guys have played War in the North, but the barrow downs in that game, unreal, super cool. Game, why can't I fight you? Game, game, game. 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 Throwing Tower, what's up? War in the North was a fun game. Beat that game in one session. Yeah, I love War in the North. I don't remember if we played it on stream, but I definitely did a YouTube series on it. So much fun. And now we're stunned. But yeah, the barrow downs, I feel like, are best English portrayed in War in the North. So good. Also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the same lead designer for War in the North, it's the same guy that made the Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War series. Same dude. You go back to like old War in the North developer videos, you'll see the same guy that was like the lead developer for Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. So that dude's been making Tolkien games for years. Yeah, War in the North, I feel like, was a victim of its time because Skyrim came out that same year. Or I think War in the North came out after Skyrim, actually. It was like the year after. If War in the North had come out before Skyrim, I feel like it would have been much more successful. That game had a lot of cool ideas. But Skyrim kind of took over the fantasy headlines and changed how everybody viewed games like that. So I've gone back and played War in the North. I feel like it holds up better than Skyrim does. Skyrim's really shown its age recently, especially if you look at the boss fights for the main story. The main story is not good in Skyrim. Like, don't get me wrong, the like general outline of the story really, really good, but execution of like boss fights and stuff, super bad. When you're fighting the like main dragon guy, it's the fight is like comically bad. And it takes forever. Let's see. We've only defeated one of each. What the heck? Oh, because we only need the gauntlet guys. That's right. That makes sense. Boom! There we go. Try fighting this guy too, and then try fighting the red level enemy around the corner is what I'm really going for. Dathos? To like pathos and ethos, Dathos? Well, now he's dead, Thos. These and other dad jokes can be found here on this channel. Oh my goodness. Restless Dead. Well, we're still not finding many of the final category here. The Warmonger is easy peasy. Oh, are there... Maybe it's because there's different types of Gaunt Lords? Oh, yeah, there are. Okay. Interesting. I wish there were more of them, so that I didn't have to fight a billion enemies just to get to them. Or they lowered how many I had to kill. That would be nice. Here we go. Another one over here. Imagine being a priest of blight. Like, ugh. Do you think Gaunt Lords get promoted? Like, do you have to get promoted to get their job? Or you just start out as a Gaunt Lord? It's like, imagine finding out from Sauron, like, oh yeah, we're promoting you. We're promoting you. You're gonna be a Gaunt Lord. Awesome, I'm gonna be a Gaunt Lord. Yeah, it's a Blight. A Gaunt Lord of Blight. Man. Everybody else gets all the cool jobs. I'm stuck being the Gaunt Lord of Blight. Or I don't know, maybe there's somebody that's just like really into Blight and they're like, yeah. Gaunt Lord me. What's up? To be fair, I feel like a Lord of Blight would probably still be a better, title. You know, you're still cooler and higher up the chain than if you were just not a Lord. Going up to the top of the tower. This place is pretty cool. I like the square. LOTRO does not have a lot of square towers. I really like that. That is cool. I hope when we get to Harad, it's like all square castles. Square sand castles. Please and thank you. Oh crap. Boom. Whoa. Statue of Loiloth? What the heck? Here's another warmonger. Go. We're too short to see the statue. If you are this short, you must hop on the rocks to see it properly. That's pretty cool. So who is Loiloth? I'm gonna Google that real quick. LOTR. Not mentioned there. Let's see about LOTRO. Loiloth was beloved by her people, and under her rule, the land prospered. Princess, mother, wife, and champion. That's pretty cool. The plaque reads, Princess, Mother, Wife, and Champion. There we go. Find the plaque, you find a scroll. Oh, dang. There's also a corpse here. Thank you. Ugh. What happened to that dude's face? Did you see his scars? That was a bad trip to the dentist right there. Goodness. Didn't it say we got a scroll? Maybe we're just gonna take it back, I guess. That dude looked like the Joker. I mean, he was some crazy scars. So I'm glad that they spawned this area with more Gaunt Lords. Makes it easier than that that one place where you can never find enough and you have to wait for them to respawn. So I don't know if this area is easy or if it's just the Brawler's easy, but we are just breezing through all the enemies in this game. LOTRO does ruins well. There we go. Punch to death. Boom. So now we just need the Blight Collars. The Blight Collars. Goodness, if I could read. Context clues, Andang. Context clues. Oh, and there's our stun that's delayed always. But that wall is really cool. Oh, and there was like a bridge over to the wall? That's even cooler. We need to go over to that bridge. That looks super dope. Goodness. Bye. Boom. So one more black collar. Oh, there we go. But yeah, this is pretty cool. Back in the day, this would have been legit. The fact that the Witch King conquered all this is kind of crazy. I would love to see a game that takes place at the time of the Witch King conquering all the stuff that he does. Like, I want to see a Witch King game. Here we go, our final black collar. Finally. There we go. And that's why I keep saying, like, there is so much content within the Lord of the Rings that it's like, how has there not been more shows and or movies? Like, Warner Brothers could do movies till the end of time if they wanted to, with how much there is in Lord of the Rings. And yet they were like, we did the Lord of the Rings and we did the Hobbit. I think we're done. And it's like, no, guys, you don't understand. There's so much. I'm really excited for the animated Rohan movie that's coming out. That's being made by the same person who wrote the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings. That's going to be awesome. I think it's like War of the Rohirrim or something, I think is the title. Something like that. Super excited for that film. Here we go, we'll go down this way. It's gotta be the hood. I feel more like a burglar right now. So Amazon has the rights for television. Amazon also, I think, has rights for games and stuff from their television series. Amazon does not have rights to make movies. Amazon cannot make a Lord of the Rings movie. All the Amazon bought was the rights to the television, which had never been sold. But Amazon can't go and make a movie about Lord of the Rings tomorrow. Yeah, Silmarillion movie would be cool, but WB does. Nobody has rights to the Silmarillion. But it would be awesome if you were gonna make the Silmarillion into a movie. I think you would need to, like, it would be a lot of movies. I think Baron and Luthien would be its own movie. I think the Creation would be its own movie. There'd be a whole bunch of movies about Morgoth and all the different things that happen there. I think the Silmarillion would honestly do better as a TV show. Hey, there we go, level up! Level 24. Town of Trustwidge is in a terrible state. They are besieged by orcs, and you should totally my help them. Remove that from the tracker. But I would absolutely love to see that. That would be awesome. I don't know how to get out of here. I'm trying to. Neil Patrick, what is up? Neil Patrick Hairless. There are some experts from New World that are amazing. Aspects of New World that are amazing. But there are too many that are awful to balance it out. Yeah, I never got into New World. I tried it for a little bit, but it's just, it's not for me. I really don't like sandboxy games in general. Now, there's exceptions to the rule, but in general, more sandbox and open games like that are not my cup of tea. I need more structure. The main issue I had with it is, like, the story takes like a 10-level gap. And so it's like, cool, I'm doing stuff with no story for like 10 levels. In-game PvP lost half its face. See, I feel like, I know a lot of people, especially with like PvP, you know, numbers do matter. But like, I enjoy a game regardless of how many people are playing it, you know? Like, as long as there's enough people for me to actually fight, I still think it's fun regardless of how many. That's why I'm still playing LOTRO, like, clearly not caring how many people play. Although we have seen a lot of players today. It's been nice to see so many. I think with the announcement of the expansion increased a lot of people coming back to the game. I don't even know. Helm's Hammer. Dang, we should be using this skill. Kick him in the shin. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. We finally had that pop. Oh, no, it's still on cooldown. There we go. Boom. Oh my gosh, game. Where are we? We at least made it out of there. I'd love to be able to go on that wall. That just looks so cool. What is the standing stones? So we have to go over to get the standing stones, okay. I had a feeling I wasn't supposed to be over here, but then there's enemies, so clearly it's just really unpolished terrain over here. Oh my goodness. Ow. There we go. Here we go, standing stones. Oh, hello. Hello, Helium. I like that name. That's cool. It's an interesting sound for collecting lichen. Like really scraping it off, I guess. But yeah, I'm really wanting a new Elder Scrolls game. I know 6 was already announced, but it's gonna be forever because the Star World has to come out, or whatever it's called. It's not called Star World, but Starfield. That's what it is. Starfield has to come out, and that game looks really cool. But I'd much rather have Elder Scrolls 6, you know. But gaming has changed so much from the days of Skyrim. It'll be interesting to see if they... Because I think if they made a game just like Skyrim, I don't think people would like it. I think going back and look... Like, Skyrim is... Gaming has changed so much since then. All the way from Norway. Nice. So they're gonna have to do something different. I hope they find the right balance. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, definitely traversing over hills and stuff in LOTRO. Sometimes you get Skyrim vibes. Where I really get Skyrim vibes in LOTRO is Rohan. With the Thanes and everything, it's like... And it was also... Rohan came out around the same time as Skyrim, too. I think the same people are getting bored of old world or of open world games. Yeah, I think it does seem like open world games have kind of taken, you know, have come and gone kind of a thing. There were so many of them back at the time of like around when Far Cry 3 was coming out. So many open world games coming out around then. But yeah, I really want to see a studio do something totally different. I've been watching a lot of gaming documentaries about Half-Life and games like that at the time. And it's just crazy how many things they iterated on that had never been done before. And I would love to see some breakout games that just do something totally different that nobody's even tried to do. And do it well. Far Cry 3 was super cool. Especially Blood Dragon. Waiting for Dune? Is there a Dune game coming out in Arwen? If so, sign me up. Would love Dune. I'm also excited the Hitman developers from Funcom. When's it coming out? Hang on. $2023? Oh crap, there's a trailer. Alright, let's take a look at this.
People think that I'm really intense, but
Okay, that's great.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
Is that the Uncharted noise? What the heck? I mean, it looks pretty.
Fear
Oh,
is
crap.
the little death that brings total obliteration.
Oh, crap.
I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over and through me.
Whoa.
And when it has gone past, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear is gone, there will be nothing.
Oh. All right.
Only I will remain.
Okay. Open world survival MMO. It's an MMO? Nobody told me there was a Dune MMO coming out. Well, dang. Gameplay?
Dream. It starts in the desert. You cling to life. You find others. Friends. You wander the dry, dirty streets of civilization. In the ancient halls of the
MMO.
testing stations, you find answers. You seek the secrets of the ever-shifting sands. Spice.
It's kind of interesting that LOTRO's going to a desert place the same year that the Dune MMO is coming out.
do all of these things in my dream, Sleeper. I am terrified of what happens when you awaken.
Okay. Is it on Steam? It is on Steam. So there's, I guess, like Dune RTS games. Interesting. Who's your favorite character from Lord of the Rings? Oh my goodness. Ask an easy question, please. Honestly, I really don't think I have one. I mean, from LOTRO, definitely Glywine. Probably not actually Glywine, but there's history there, you know, we got rapport. But as far as from Lord of the Rings, I don't think I have one. There's so many good ones. My favorite part of Middle-earth is Rohan, for sure. Unquestioned. I just think it's a really cool area. And I think LOTRO did a decent job with it. But I wish we would have gone more into history, like we did in Gondor. I wish we would have done that with Rohan. I feel like they didn't do that enough. This is probably really disrespectful for whatever this was built for. But it's also a game and I'm having fun with doing this. Oh my goodness, are we gonna pull aggro? I bet we're gonna pull aggro. Yep, we pulled aggro. We're just gonna keep going around though. Bombadil easy. Bombadil's pretty cool. Hey do, Mary do. He's pretty dope. I feel like for Bombadil to be my favorite character, he's too he's too unknown, right? Like we don't know enough about him for him to be my favorite. Gimli's pretty high on the list for me. Your cat's name is Gimli? Snake's name is Smaug. Bard the Bowman's pretty high on my list too. He's a pretty cool character. And this is kind of a boring character, but Bilbo from The Hobbit, I really like his portrayal, I guess. I think Bilbo's a really cool character. A while ago, I would have probably answered Gollum as my favorite, but kind of got a little burned out on Gollum, I think. Oh my gosh, we fell so far that we died. Goodness, we died in our drowning death. Oh my gosh, hey Zinger. Tariel from that one page that got ripped out of the book. Tariel for the win. Oh my goodness. Quick feint. Sudden feint that leaves your enemy off balance and grants you the metal to quickly finish them. Nice. But yeah, Merry and Pippin are also pretty high on the list. Oh my lag. There we go.
Greetings.
How old is this game? It was initially released in 2007, but there's parts of this game that are from the canceled game of Middle-earth Online from years and years ago, like before 2000. So parts of this game are older than the millennia. Knock, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, parts of this game are ancient. There are some assets that have existed for 25 years. Let me see if I can find the Middle-earth Online trailer, actually. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, let me mute LOTRO real quick here. I play on Landerville. The Lord of the Rings Middle-earth Online was the full title. See, like the hobbits, they're older assets, but like the party choice still looks pretty similar.
Mirabella's my cousin.
They just kind of like updated it. But when we get into like underground, you can really see how old this game is. Like here, some of this stuff still is in the game as is. What's up? Like some of those urns and stuff still in the game. This gate, it's still in the game. They changed the Balrog thing. Coming in 2004. LOTRO ended up not releasing till 2007. But yeah, LOTR.com/MEO. No idea if that still works. But yeah, way, way, way back in the day. And development on that started way back in the 90s. So there are parts of LOTRO's code that are potentially from the 90s, chat. So, like, technically, parts of this game have been around for like 25 years. Pretty much same graphics, right? Like, it did improve a little bit, but pretty much the same. And we still play it, man. Now, some things definitely look better than back then, but maybe a coffee will bring you to life? I hope so. I haven't been sleeping right the last few days. I've been having some sinus stuff going on. Been like up till 4 a.m. trying to fall asleep. I thank you. You have helped me save the lives of my companions, and lengthened the lives of the stones as well. The stunning stones of Tarn Gorthad. Those combat effects were chaotic for sure. What's the time in your area? It's coming up on 1 o'clock. I'm 1 hour behind server time. 1 o'clock in the morning.
I must admit, I did not expect you to return. So quickly, that is.
Truly, our great progress is blessed to have had someone like you come along. White's to the right, white's to the left. To the right now, y'all. Left now, y'all.
What can I do for you?
Were you able to vanquish them? You inform her that you did indeed vanquish them. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Perhaps I will sleep at last. There we go. That finished off this little questing area. There are still missions over here. Mission man annoying me. Is he technically a missionary? That's what they should call all the mission givers, is missionaries. Good deal. Alright. Bring the scroll to Rengar. Not usable while mounted. Hang on. Nope. Ancient scroll. Is it this thing? No, that's a yeoman's guide, rather. I don't think we actually have it. I think it's just a scroll we can't read. Which is lame. I love it when LOTRO's like, yeah, you can totes my goats read the scroll. Wait. Hang on. It is in our inventory. Hang on. Where is it, though? Am I just blind, chat? Okay, maybe the game is glitching out. I don't know. Anyway, let's go. Are they going for level 200? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I really wish LOTR would do a level squish like WoW did. Where you could, for alts and things, basically do a different expansion. And just choose what expansion you want to do, because I really want to go back through the Rise of Isengard expansion. I would love to with like a level squish. Make the first part of the game be levels like 1 to 40. And then make whatever expansion you want to play 40 to 50. And then make the new expansion of the game be 50 to 60. Do you wish me a good morning? Or mean that is a good morning whether I want it or not? Or do you feel good this good? Do you feel good this morning? Goodness. Or that it is a morning to be good on? Thank you, Gandalf. If I could read, it would help. It's almost 2 p.m. in Indonesia. So we are almost 12 hours apart. Oh, that's insane. Good question.
I am glad to see you again, friend. What have you there?
She takes the scroll from your outstretched hand and unscrolls it carefully. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I can read some of it, but most of it, the words are so old. And I cannot make out or decipher them. I recognize Loilos's name, though. The scroll is about her, I am sure of it.
How exciting and frustrating at the same time.
I feel like the scroll certainly holds the answer. I cannot read it, but I know someone who can. Across the Greenway, near the northern border of Andrath, a caravan of travelers has circled up near the road. I traveled with them for some of the way from Bree, but they had a wheel cracked and needed to stop, so I went on alone. Among their number is a scholar, One of the little people called hobbits. Yes, I'm familiar. She will know how to read this. Let's bring the scroll. Excuse me. Let's bring the scroll to Melnis. If you're saying little people know how to read scrolls, I'm literally a hobbit. I know the cloak makes you think I'm not, but I am. Also, cloak literally glitches out when we're riding. Look at that. It goes forward and back. Forward and back. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Oh, we need to head back to Soundford? Oh my gosh. Or to Sarath Vorn. Rather. But the glitching out of this cloak is just kind of amazing. Thoroughly enjoying it. Yeah, sorry, I went the wrong way. Alright, we still have like a billion fireworks. I think we did the helm. I feel like we forgot to do something. One of our pieces. No, we definitely did the cloak. I don't know. Let's get all the virtue XP. Goodness. This game definitely deserves more players, but then the servers. Well, LOTRO's proven that they're more than willing to add more servers to the game. They've also taken away servers from the game, so I don't think servers are an issue. I think that LOTRO is a laggy mess, but I don't think it has to do with the servers. Maybe it does. Or maybe it's the fact that they're trying to run a 25-year-old game on modern servers, you know? Maybe that's it. Just maybe. Just maybe. Alright, well, so this is when the game takes you here. Okay, I was wondering when it would. But we have already done quests here, yes? Little did they know. We still need to go wayward in the old forest. Just got Twitch today. Why do I get advertisements when I'm subscribed to this channel? So Twitch has different terms than YouTube does. If you follow, that is not a subscription. Subscribing is paid. Or if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. And basically you get ads unless you are subscribed. Or presumably if you have ad blocker, but I think it still takes you away from the stream even if you have ad blocker. But I could be wrong. Yes, but on Twitch it is per channel. So you have to pay per channel if you don't want ads. We're just kind of lame. I wish they had it like on YouTube, where if you sub with YouTube Red, then you don't get ads on every channel. The black metals? I'm guessing that's like death metal. I listened to a little bit of death metal. Not like the screamo stuff, but death metal's cool.
Hello there! Hriangar tells me you have a scroll that you cannot read.
You'll pay just have to figure it out? Oh, dang. Love all types of metal. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of like Skillet and some others. Like I Need a Hero is such a good song. I don't think that's actually the the title of the song, I don't know, but Skillet's I really like Skillet. And some others as well, like Seventh Fold or whatever that band's called. Become an armorer in LOTRO if you like metals? Absolutely. Hello there! Ringar tells me you have a scroll that you cannot read. I may indeed be able to help with that. Let us have a look, shall we? I learned how to read the old tongue from my studies. I have been tracing my family history and exploring my lineage. Ringar and I met in Bree, and she told me there are hobbits living in Swanfleet who visit Herne. I am to meet some of those hobbits in hopes that they might be able to fill in some blanks in my family tree. Ah, yes, I can read this, but it will take some time to decipher. In the meanwhile, there are some in my camp who could use your help. Why not speak with Gwyn while I work on this? Even black speech metal? I didn't know that was a thing either.
Well met.
And yes, we could certainly use your help.
Well met, fellow traveler.
I see that you are also not far from these lands. We came down the Greenway from Bree, and I should have known our luck had been too good for too long. We were attacked by brigands as we passed through Andreth, and in the hurry to get away from them, we had a wagon wheel crack. We circled up here for repairs, but I am worried the ruffians will follow us, or attack others on the road. You seem capable and eager. There's coin in it for you if you deal with them for us. The Greenway Robbers. Part of a cool new group called the Greenway Robbers. Sounds like a nice death metal band. The Greenway Robbers. But yeah, with subs you also get emotes as well. Jeez. There we go. Like those. So, there's some cool things with subs. But sometimes I just wish it was more like YouTube. All dead. There we go, there we go. Get all these robbers. That's it? We just kill everybody? Alright. I can do that. Okay, let's test out this. Nice. The Brawlers dance. Hello Helium, what is up? Thank you so much for the sub. Come with the tier 1. Enjoy the ad-free viewing, the badges, the emotes, and everything else that comes with the sub here on Twitch. Thank you so much. And welcome to Twitch. First day here. Thank you for letting me be your first. Alright, taking down the wolfhound. We can get up here. Nice. Got rid of the ads and thank you for keeping me company. Absolutely. Cardalin. Breland. Cardalin. Breland. So technically, Cardalin is encroaching on Breland's territory. Cardalin. Breland. Anyway. I don't know why I find that amusing, but it reminds me of the Robin Hood Men in Tights river scene, which is hilarious. Mistweaver, what is up, buddy? How's it going? Always good to see Mistweaver. Just woke up. What time is it there? That's sleeping in for you, buddy. You slept in today. How early? I forget that you wake up like stupid early. I forgot. This next week at work, I'm gonna have to be up stupid early. Because I'm doing some training. I have to be there at a different location than mine, because it's a retail training. Be at a different location than mine, like at 8 a.m. And it's at least a half-hour drive, which means I'm gonna have to wake up at like 6 a.m. every day. Whereas normally I don't have to go to work till like 2 p.m. So, and it's much closer. So it's gonna be quite the adjustment. But luckily I have the day off before, so I should be able to get into a better sleep cycle before. But goodness. Goodness me.
Greetings, traveler.
Oh there, friend. Are you heading north? Oh, you may want to reconsider. There are brigands all along the Greenway, you know. And they even squat in the ruins between here and Breland. The South Guard ruins, aye. They are full of brigands. And they only get even more dangerous the further north you go. Who am I? My name is Goodheart. Master Goodheart to my friends. And I hope I will prove to be one of those. You see, I am only a merchant. And if I am to make my way north to Bree, I would like to pass through those ruffians. Well, in my younger days, perhaps I could have done something about those villains. But sadly, my sword-swinging days are likely behind me. But you are an adventurer. No, do not try to deny it. You have the look about you. If you can defeat some of those Greenway riders, or raiders even, I could see fit to part with some of my coin. I only need you to face the brigands that are here on the road, so no need for you to pass through the Southguard ruins. It's the villains on the road that are the problem. What do you say? Alright, I just want to see, hypothetically, if this guy could go around. Hypothetically, is there a way around? I'm guessing the answer is hell yes, but we're about to see. I mean, it's quite a trek up here, to be fair. But I'm assuming there's a way down from here, given that there are towers. Okay, so it is kind of treacherous. Alright, I'll give him that. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And my sword isn't as sharp as it was before. Uh-huh. I see what you're saying. It is an After Dark stream. Alright, let's go. Ooh. But, like, I love the tower design here. So cool. So cool. Love the square towers. It'd be really cool if they made each of the 3 kingdoms that split from Arnor have different types of towers. And so there were like circle towers and square towers and triangle towers and pentagon towers. Maybe even the occasional hexagon tower. I'm just saying, it'd be cool. I'm kind of a castle nerd, I guess. A geometric castle nerd. The worst kind. We just kicked a dog. Alright. Better than punching a dog, I guess. Unless you're Chuck Norris, then the dog's dead. There we go, there we go! Let's go!
Well met!
Good job, my very capable friend. Those brigand raiders surely be regretting their choices of occupation now, I would say. Here is your reward as promised. I will continue north as soon as I am able. But for now, I have a few more preparations to make. Perhaps we will meet again.
What can I do for you?
Perhaps I'll give you another quest. Wait. Oh crap, this is gonna be... We getting some blue level gear? Oh, but it's shields. Lame. I was all excited for some blue level gear, but nope. My preparations are just about complete, and I am nearly ready to move on out. But word has reached my ears of something extraordinary. I have learned of a way by which I might be able to give back to this land something of great value. I am nothing if not charitable, and my generosity knows no bounds. Did I not reward you with more coins than you deserved for the work you did for me earlier? I mean, after all, you would have faced down those brigands even without a reward. The band Morgul Wound is a black metal band that has a few songs on black speech. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Risking your life for 16 silver. Yes, Mistweaver. As usual in LOTRO. Sounds like a fair deal. Yeah, worth more than it's worth. Okay, buddy. But I sweetened the deal with some coin. And in that way, everyone wins. It seems the leader of the raiders on the Greenway is a man named Maelgun Redclaw. And he is a very bad sort. He is so certain of his leadership that he has left a horn on some masonry to the west of the entrance to the South Guard ruins. That's a sentence. And it's still not done. There's a comma. And he claims that he will allow anyone to challenge him for leadership of his band of brigands. Now, a few folk have tried this in the past, and he has slain them all. But he has never answered a challenge from one such as you, has he? Let this be my farewell gift to this land. Together we can put an end to the brigand menace on the Greenway. Alright, dude's getting carried away. Also, having your gift to the land be somebody dying is kind of morbid for LOTRO. It's true, but kind of morbid for the Lord of the Rings Online. They're usually happy-go-lucky, man. Not today, Zerg. Not today. I like how he at first was like, yeah, just fight the people on the road, it's no big deal. And then now he's like, we must kill the ultimate bad guy. Go and face him and risk your life for 16 silver, please and thank you, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Bye. Oh, he's in the woods? The horn in the woods. There's the horn. Let's see how tough this guy is. We're underleveled. Can we one-punch him like we have before? This band belongs to me and no other. All challengers will die. Oh, one punch for the win. Let's go. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Gets deleted and yeeted. Yeet. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever said yeet like that on stream. That is a new thing. New thing. Oh my goodness, but we just one-punched him. Like, what the heck? We went right past that guy somehow. I don't know how. Oh. I don't know if I got him or not. There's a bug in here. Flying around.
Leave me be.
No! What are you doing here? Milana the bounty hunter stares at you with dismay. You tell her that you and Master Goodheart have put an end to Mailgun Redclaw, the leader of the brigands that blockade the Greenway. She shakes her head in disbelief. What other games do I like to play? Well, I'm planning on getting ready to play, well, we have a lot we're wanting to play. First of all, Portal 2, that's on the list. I've already played it off stream before, back when it came out, but I'm wanting to actually play it on stream. We're planning to go through, now that it's on sale, the Shadow of War DLC that actually has the, I think they go to Harad in one of them, which looks really cool. So I'm wanting to do that now that LOTRO is also going to Harad. I think that would be pretty dope to compare the two. And I also am wanting to play through Black Mesa, which is the Half-Life remake by the third-party team that then got hired by Valve to actually release it for real. I'm wanting to play through BioShock. I've never played through the original BioShock or any of the BioShock games, so I'm wanting to play through that. All sorts of stuff. We just finished up Civilization 6. Playing through that. I have a very eclectic taste of games. There's pretty much no game that I wouldn't play. I will say the least likely games for me to play are sport games and also scary games, just because most scary games to me aren't that scary. So... But yeah, all sorts of stuff. Do you have any suggestions for me to play? I'm always looking for new game suggestions. Can't promise I'll actually play it, but always looking for ideas, and then whatever I'm in the mood for is usually what I end up playing. I have been hunting down Geralt and Ilion Goodsbloom for several days now. But thanks to the injury I sustained in Sedgemead, I have been always a step behind. I remember, we actually interacted with her before, that's right. I wish there were more bounty hunters in LOTRO. I like the idea of a bounty hunter. I think this is actually the first bounty hunter in the game, potentially. I can't think of any others. At least that we interact with in a positive way. Well, I hunted them, they hunted targets of their own. The Redclaw brothers, 3 powerful brigands who together directed much of the villainy presented in these lands. Now that the 3 Redclaws are no more, the Good Blossoms are free to enact the next steps of their plan, seizing control. Wait, so we did their bidding for them? I knew it was too good to be true. No FIFA, please? But God of War, maybe? Yeah, I've thought about playing God of War. I have it. The new one, anyway. Witcher, Fallout, Far Cry, Skyrim. Even the new Harry Potter thing. Yeah, I'm probably not playing the new Harry Potter thing. What's your IG? I don't know what IG is. IG? What's your IG? Well, my IG is Instagram. Oh, I don't have one. But it looks like Moobot just shared my socials for you. So there's Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Discord. I also have a Steam group somewhere. Actually playing the new Harry Potter, but I know literally nothing about it. Yeah, I don't know anything about Harry Potter either, so I haven't been playing it. The Red Claws are no more. How is the Balrog gonna both get his drink on? Yeah, exactly. The Red Claw's never... The Balrog's never gonna get his wings. Which is maybe why Balrogs are wingless. See, Zinger, you're thinking a step ahead. Yeah, I never watched the movies or read the books either. I've seen parts of the first couple Harry Potter movies, but I've never actually like sat down and got into it. If you want to fight Sauron using the One Ring, one-on-one, as Celebrimbor, try Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, yes. Yep, I've already played through Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War, but I'm going to do the DLC that they released for Shadow of War, that's like the story DLC. Because it looks super cool, you get to go to Harad and stuff. I'm hyped. And it's on sale right now on Steam. $3 per DLC. There's 2 DLCs for $6 total. It's amazing. Amazing deal. Wanting to get into that. Also, I never played Shadow of War on a PC that you should be playing Shadow of War on. So I'm really excited to be trying it out on my computer I got 5 years ago. It's crazy how long Shadow of War's been out. Kind of insane. And now I believe that studio's working on a DC game, aren't they? I loved Shadow of Mordor. Shadow of War, I didn't like as much. Gameplay-wise, awesome. Story-wise, though, and like polish, it just felt very unpolished when it released. Like there were a lot of glitches that I ran into. Never played Mordor. I think Mordor would probably be hard to go back to, but the story is way better in Mordor if you're interested in that. But if you're just interested in the gameplay, I wouldn't go back to it. Shadow of War had a lot better. I also didn't like the end of Shadow of War when it had like the endless mode that you had to do. I should have just watched the cinematic and ended. But like the whole endless war thing I didn't like it. But I was also rushing through it because I was trying to get through that so I could get back to playing through the LOTRO Mordor expansion at the time. So I was doing like 6 battles a night or whatever. Like it was way too much. Way too much grinding. They do not wish to free these lands of brigands' control. Husband and wife wish to consolidate it beneath their own leadership. You tell Melona that you have met both Elian and Geralt, and would be willing to help her track them down. No! I mean, no thank you, Brawlhalla. It's just that I think you might be bad luck. I have only had ill fortune ever since you stumbled upon me in Selgamid, and I fear it may get worse. You understand? In fact, I'll reward you for staying away. How does that sound? Oh my goodness. 110% truth. See, they finally understand me. They finally... No, for real though, Miss Weaver, I am bad luck. Like, 90% of the time. Oh, goodness. Whoa. That armor, though. Looking dope. Oh, dang, Miss Weaver dropping the ring in chat. Sauron be coming. My horse doesn't neigh? There we go.
You returned victorious! Most excellent!
I know these roads are no longer traveled as they once were, but perhaps you have saved some lives today, and I am grateful. We won't have to worry about having them at our backs. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get this quest here, and then I think we'll call it a night. Your horse doesn't neigh? Your horse doesn't neigh. But I'm probably, hopefully, gonna be playing Shadow of War tomorrow. And through some of that new DLC. I call it new, it's like 5 years old now. But I'm gonna be playing through that. Get the shoulders, hands, boots from the Delvings, and chest feet from Rivendell support pack. The helmet you already have. Oh, crap. Hey there. 140's dropping like it's hot.
What a fascinating scroll you and Riongar brought me.
Hello, hello. What a fascinating scroll you and Rengar brought me. The Lyloth was an incredible person. A princess who fought for her people, and who seems to have been much loved. Her tale reads like a spook story one might tell around a fire late at night, though. Give me the shivers straight through, and I was standing in the sun. In any case, I wrote out what the scroll says and gave it to Ringar. She is waiting to talk to you. Oh, and Brawler, if you do decide to follow Lyloth's footsteps, be careful. Alright, chat, when we return, we will learn of this former princess of Cardolan. But that, of course, is not till next time. If you enjoyed the stream, be sure to follow if you haven't already. A big thanks to Bright Life Gaming for the raid earlier. And a big thanks to everybody for following. So many new followers today. I think we had at least six new followers today. So big thanks to all of you for that. Actually, 7, I believe. Thank you all. And also a new sub from somebody who it's their first time on Twitch. First night on Twitch, and they're like dropping subs. Like, big thanks to you. Thank you so much, Hella Helium. Dope name too. And thank you, Miss Weaver, for the incredibly delayed shout out. From like 2 hours ago. But hey, don't say we should do shout outs. Don't. Yeah, but Queen was here. I'm blaming Queen. She didn't do the shout out earlier. Be very, very careful. I'm blaming Queen. Yes, oh, you did do a shout out. Well, never mind. Sorry, Queen. I take everything back. Alright, well, okay. Never mind then. We've done double shoutouts. Double shoutouts for the win! The disrespect. Never trust the queens. Especially somebody that was a queen but is no longer. The former queen, Perwethian. But no, seriously, Queen, thank you so much for the shout out earlier. I'm sorry I didn't notice. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, my queen. Please forgive me. Oh, goodness. Oh, no. Oh, no. I think I really pissed her off, chat. Never forget the Spanish Inquisition. Grovel harder. Oh no. This is like that time we were watching Gussie. And then she started watching us at the same time of us watching her. And it was stream inception. And she was causing us trouble. I went back and looked, and yes, I did give the shout out. Oh, goodness. Hey, I'm sleep deprived, and that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. Oh, man. Thank you, Queen. I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Weaver, as well. Appreciate all the shout-outs, everybody. Anyway. I think this is where we end off. Oh, jeez. Perwethian love. Bleed in purple over here. Goodness. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's stream. If you did, be sure to follow if you haven't already. And I'll see you again tomorrow for hopefully some Shadow of War.